also have the DPWH Assistant Head Engineer Erlen Joseph P. Azotea, Assistant Division Chief of the Equipment Management Division. We also have Engineer Ervenia the DPWH member. We also have Mr. Polo Obamones from Secretariat. Anyone? Okay, we also have Attorney P. Joanna Jaman, regular member and Chief of the ROA. Good afternoon to everyone. So, for this public conference, for contract ID Brgy 00032 for goods and services. Yeah, we have welcome back po, Engineer Sulaiman, the head of the DPWH, Engineer Sulaiman, M. Madaya, Sol Mox portion. Okay. We have a brief on basic contract data. Brgy 00032 supply and delivery of 2 sets of unmanned aerial vehicle UAV with LIDAR attachment, 8 trains and 1 set global navigation satellite system, GNSS PR number 2023-12-390, dated 12/11/2023. For DPWH Regional Office All Airport Road, Barangay 40, Cruzada, Legazpi City. Eligibility requirements: Class A legal documents, updated previous certificate of platinum registration and membership, mayor's business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of the respective direct is located, or the equivalent document for specific economic zones or areas. In cases of recently expired mayor's business permits, the official receipts proof that the bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed by the concerned local government units shall be accepted, and updating the previous platinum registration which is also deemed temporarily expired for GPPP Resolution number 58 series of 2021. The updated previous registration shall be submitted in the technical document component of the bid to be considered eligible. The renewed mayor's business permit shall also be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the IRR of RA 9184. The same shall apply to the other Class A eligibility documents. Eligibility requirement for Class A legal documents: statement of ongoing and similar completed government and private contracts (SMC) is more than or equal to 50% of the contract to be bid. Income tax return of the preceding year filed and paid in accordance with the latest DLR registrations, computation of net financial contracting capacity. For Class B documents, if applicable, valid joint venture agreement or GVA indicates the joint venture is already in existence. In the absence of a GVA, duly notarized statements from all potential joint venture partners should be included in the bid, stating that they will enter into and abide with the provisions of the GPA in the event that the bid is successful shall be included in the bid, and information provided therein are true and correct. Technical requirements: joint venture agreement, bid security as applicable, bid security declaration, technical specification, production, delivery schedule, warranty certificate, brochures of offered equipment, goods, omnibus storage statement. Financial requirements: duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities, and the breakdown comprised of the narrative bid form and the price schedule for goods offered, also the recurring and maintenance cost if applicable. Further instruction, clarifications on the submission of eligibility, technical and financial documents for those who wish to use bid security declaration or BSC as bid security. Use the new format per Department Memorandum Circular 85 series of 2020 uploaded in the POGIPS and DPWH websites. Similarly, use the uploaded new omnibus storage statements format that contains addendum enclosed pertaining to the declaration of non-inclusion in the blacklist and an additional declaration as closed and pertaining to the advance payment. Review documents to be submitted to avoid ineligibility and non-compliance of bid. Check the validity of permits, licenses, registration, and clearances. Check completeness as to form and substance of the bid security, affidavits, declarations, and other notarized documents. In the event of any expired Class A documents, the produce platinum registration and membership certificate is also deemed temporarily expired until such time that the expired document is updated in the Belgium's or DPWH Resolution number 15-2021 dated 14 October 2021. So, for other preliminary examination, the bid is conducted in accordance with Section 30 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. Bids that fail to include any requirements from the checklist or are incomplete or patently insufficient shall be considered as failed. So, for further instruction, clarification, and the submission of technical and financial documents, detailed evaluation of bids shall be in accordance with Section 32 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. Bids shall be checked as the completeness, arithmetical corrections will be performed on computational errors and omissions will be corrected to enable proper comparison with equal footing of all eligible bids. In case of discrepancies between bid prices and figures and invoice, the latter shall prevail. The ratios, determination, overwriting, and alterations in any document shall be signed initially by the authorized managing officer. Of course, all entries required in the price schedule for goods offered, such as those for the unit price and the total price in words and in figures in the bid form. Absence of any of the said required entries will be ground for non-compliance finding on the bid and shall be considered violation under Department Order 28 Series of 2024 3-strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure goods and consulting services contracts. The resulting total after correction of errors and omissions, if there are any, shall be considered as the corrected bid. Awards shall be made to the submitted bid price or is calculated corrected bid price, whichever is lower. Bidders were reminded of the recurring and maintenance costs discuss the failure of bidding of the procurement of goods. Bidders are also reminded that the recurring and maintenance cost refers to costs that will be incurred after warranty to restore equipment into its good running condition. Post-qualification shall be conducted in accordance with Rule 10 Post-qualification of the IRR of RA 9184. Verification, validation, and ascertainment of all statements made in documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents covering the legal, technical, and financial requirements. The provisions of the revised IRR of RA 9184 and the DPS Procurement Manual for goods and services shall govern the procurement. Instruction in the purchase of bidding documents. Only the owner of the firm or the authorized representatives with special power of attorney or secretary certificate whoever is applicable shall be allowed to transact business relative to bidding matters and purchase bidding documents for Department Order 176 Series of 1993 and as reiterated in VO 197 Series of 2001. The authorized representatives issued with display A or secretary certificate shall be required to present two valid government-issued identification cards, IDs, and a print-out copy of the document request list (BRL) from the produce posting of the contract to be bid showing the name of the referred. The bank secretariat will not be responsible for the failure of the bidder to pay the bidding document in time for the bid dropping due to late arrival, delayed processing of the order of payment, and late payment of the bidding documents. Only the bank chairman may cancel and or revise of the duly signed letter of authority to purchase bid documents. Of course, instruction in the submission and drafting of bids. Follow the checklist of eligibility and technical and financial document requirements uploaded with the bidding documents for the contract to be bid out. Absence of any required document shall be considered as failure of compliance on the required document in non-compliance of the bid. Chronologically arrange the documents in accordance with the checklist. The technical and financial documents provides every step in pagination and securely valid the documents. Affix initial and all pages of the documents. The initials on the pages together with the pagination affirm the authenticity of the pages that they are indeed part of the submitted bid documents. Advanced dropping of bidding documents is not allowed and can be dropped or accepted only when the scheduled date specified in the invitation to bid. Submit duly signed original in one machine copy of the lead documents. Machine copies of the documents must be from the original. Place the original technical document in an envelope and securely seal it. Put a marking on the envelope containing the following text: original, integrity, and technical document, the name of the document, in the name and address of the procuring entity, the contract ID, the name of the project, and indicate the following: not open before 10 a.m. of April 16, 2024. Do the same for the original financial documents. Put both the original technical and financial envelopes into one outer envelope. Label the outer envelope as original bill, including the other text of the mark and the other text for the marking. Do the same above procedures with a copy by marking the envelopes as copy 1 with the technical and financial envelopes as well as the outer envelope. Place the envelopes labeled original bill and copy 1 in one mother envelope and put the marking containing the text, name of the document, and the name and the address of the procured entity, the contract ID, the name of the project, and indicate the following: do not open before 10 a.m. of April 16, 2024. Eligibility requirements: Class A documents, legal documents 1, registration certificate from SET or the Securities Exchange Commission, for corporate organizations, DTI for sole proprietorship, or CDA for cooperatives, mayors, business permit issued to the city or municipality where the principal place of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. In cases of recently expired mayors, business permits, it should be accepted together with the official receipt as proof that the bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed with the concerned local government unit, provided that a renewed permit shall be submitted as a post-qualification format in accordance with Section 34.2 of the IRR of RE 9154. For eligibility requirements: A, Class A documents, legal documents, number 3, Roman numeral 3, tax clearance per EO 398 series of 2005, as finally reviewed and approved with the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Technical documents: Roman numeral 4, statement of the prospective bidder of all including government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. For technical documents, number 5, statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCs similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in Section 23.4.1.3 of the IRR of RE 9184. All of the above statements 4 and 5 shall include all information required in the PPTs prescribed by the GPPD. 23.4.1.3. The prospective bidder must have completed within the period specified in the invitation to bid an SLCC that is similar to the contract to be bid and whose value adjusted to current price using the Philippine Statistics Authority PSA consumer price indices must be at least 50% of the ABC. However, in case of expendable supplies, said SLCC must be at least 25% of the ABC. For technical documents 23.4.1.3, if at the outset and after conducting market research, the procuring entity can already determine that imposing the same will likely result to A, failure of bidding, or B, monopoly that will defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, the procuring entity in lieu of the above may require the following. A, the prospective bidder should have completed at least 2 similar contracts and the aggregate amounts should be equivalent to at least the percentage of the ABC as required above. And letter B, the largest of the similar contracts must be equivalent to at least half of the percentage of the ABC as required above. For 23.4.1.3, for these purposes, similar contracts mentioned under letter A and letter B must and above must have been completed within the period specified in the invitation to bid. Procuring entity may clarify in the bidding documents the definition or description of what it considers to be similar project. Financial documents, number 7, the prospective bidder's audited financial statement showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. for the financial documents. Number 8, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC. However, a bidder may submit a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. 23.4.1.4, the computation of a prospective bidder's NFCC must be at least equal to ABC to be calculated as follows. NFC is equal to current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the contracts to be bid. The values of the domestic bidder's current assets and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statement submitted to the DIR. Okay, for eligibility requirements, B plus B documents, valid joint venture agreement or GPA in case the joint venture is already in existence. In the absence of a GPA, duly authorized statements from all potential joint venture partners should be included in the bid, stating that they will enter into and abide with the provisions in the GPA in the event that the bid is successful. Failure to enter into a joint venture in the event of a contract awards shall be ground for the forfeiture of the bid security. Each partner of the joint venture shall submit the respective field certificates of registration in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR of RE 9184. Submission of technical and financial eligibility documents by any of the joint venture partners constitute compliance, provided that the partner responsible to submit the NFCC shall have to submit the statement of all its ongoing contracts and audited financial statements. Okay, this is the presentation, the instruction, the submission, drafting of bids. The mother envelope must contain, of course, the original and copy one. Both the original and copy one must contain the eligibility technical documents, the financial documents, and of course the outer envelope. Both of these must have the same content. So, okay, that ends the presentation for the pre-bid for goods and services. Any question? Do we have a viewer right now? Any members of the group? Want to add this?
Ito ba yung yan ba yung LIDAR?
And user, yes, yung po, Lagundi.
Sino po yung document recommendation?
Okay na po
Diba?
yun.
Sama na siya yung
Attorney, ano po, county. There being none, we proceed with the pre-bid conference for contract agreements. Unless you want to see something. Okay, we now proceed with the pre-bid conference for contract IDs 23F00443, 24F00006, 24F00018, 24F00061, 24F00071, 24F00085, 24F00184, and 24F00290. This is for infrastructure. So for the brief on basic contract data, for 23F00443, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating gaps in access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of Ridge Road, Lagundi to Bogtong, Rapu-Rapu, Albay, Rapu-Rapu, Albay, second, Diversion. We also have 24F00006, Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, network development program, construction or bypass in Diversion roads, Daraga, Albay, Diversion Road, Albay, Daraga, Albay, second, legislative district. Also, we have 24F00018, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, or BIP, BIP access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road, barangay, Buruk-Burukan to barangay Poblacion, Rapu-Rapu, Albay. And this is for the second legislative district. We have 24F00061, Organizational Outcome to protect lives and properties amidst major plans, flood management program, construction, maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage systems, construction of flood control structure, Simangla, Directando, Annex, Low District. For 24L00071, organizational outcome to protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction, maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage systems, construction of flood control structure, Santo Domingo, Directando, Annex, Long District. Also, we have 24L00085, organizational outcome to protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction, maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage systems, construction of flood mitigation structure, Barangay Batang, Virus and Source 4, second legislative district. For 24L00184, organizational outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system network development program, construction of flyovers, interchanges, underpasses, long span bridges, Daraga, Albay, Diversion Road, Malabo flyover, Albay, Malabo, Daraga, Albay. Second legislative district. We also have 24F00290, organizational outcome to protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction, maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage systems, construction of the river flood mitigation structure, Barangay Basal, Ligao City, Albay, third legislative district. Of course, for eligibility requirements, we have eligibility respective others is determined using the Civil Works Application or CWA, which electronically processes the compliance to the Class A documents as the legal, technical, and financial documents. Respective bidders are encouraged to regularly update their respective records to the CWA on the following requirements. A, Class A documents, legal documents number 1, registration certificate from SEC for corporate organizations, DTI for sole proprietorship, or CDA for cooperatives. For Class A documents, legal documents, number 2, mayor's business permit issued by the city or municipality for the principal place of whose prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. In cases of result to expired mayor's business permits, the official visits proof that the bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed. The concerned local government unit shall be accepted in updating the building's platinum registration, which is also being temporarily expired for GPPB Resolution number 15, series of 2021. The updated building's registration shall be submitted in the technical document component of the bid to be considered eligible. The renewed mayor's business permit shall also be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the IRR of RE 9184. The same shall apply to the other Class A eligibility documents. Legal documents, number 3, tax bills for PO 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Technical documents, number 4, statement of the prospective bidder of all its completed and ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature, and complexity to the contract to be bid. For technical documents, numerals 5, statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in Section 23.4.2.4 of the IRR of RE 9184. All of the above statements, 4 and 5, shall include all information required in the PPL list prescribed by the GPPB. For 23.4.2.4, the prospective bidder must have completed an SLCC which is similar to the contract to be bid, in whose value adjusted to current price using the PSA consumer price indices must be at least 50% of the ABs to be bid, provided, however, the contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable rates of contract cost ARCC of the registration based on the guidelines as prescribed in the PCAP. For 23.4.2.4, moreover, a contract should be considered similar to the contract to be bid if it has the same major category support. The procuring entity may clarify in the bidding documents what is regarded as major categories of work. For the entire DPW's determination of major categories of work as defined in Department Order 117 Series of 2017, 23.4.2.5, the SLCC shall be supported by an owner certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner or other than the contractor or a final rating of what is satisfactory in the construction performance evaluation system or CPES. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. For technical documents, number 6, valid Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board PCAP license or special PCAP license in case of joint ventures, and registration for the type and cost for the contract to be bid. Financial documents, number 7, the prospective bidders audited financial statement showing, among others, the prospective bidders' total in current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the BIR or its pre-accredited and authorized institution to the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than the 2 years from the date of bid submission. For financial documents of number 8, the prospective bidders' computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC. 23.4.2.6, the computation of a prospective bidder's NFCC shall be at least equal to the ABC to be bid calculated as follows. NFCC is equal to current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started coinciding with the contracts to be bid. The values of the domestic bidders' current assets and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statements submitted to the BIR. For Class B documents, joint venture bidders shall submit a GBA in accordance with RA 4566 and its IRR. Each partner of the joint venture shall submit the respective filtering certificates of registration in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR of RA 8184. Submission of technical and financial eligibility documents by any of the joint venture partners constitute compliance, provided that the partner responsible to submit an FCC shall likely submit a statement of all its ongoing contracts and audited financial statements. For technical requirements, if joint venture agreement, bid security as applicable, bid security declaration. Sample format, the bid security declaration must be notarized. Bid security declaration, the contract ID number, the name of the contract and the location. 2, address to the Department of Public Works and Highways, Regional Office 5, Old Airport Road, Barangay 40, Cruzada, Legazpi City. Of course, this contain the following: B/I, of course, without declaring that one. B/I, understand that according to your conditions, bids must be supported by a bid security, which may be in the form of a bid security declaration. Number 2, B/I accept that A, B, or I will be automatically disqualified from the bidding for any contract with any procuring entity for a period of 2 years upon receipt of your blacklisting order. And letter B, will or /I will pay the applicable fine provided under Section 6 of the Guidelines of the Use of Bid Security Declaration within 15 days from receipt of the written demand by the procuring entity for the commission of acts resulting to the enforcement of the bid security declaration under Section 23.1, paragraph B, 34.2, 40.1, and 69.1, except 69.1, paragraph F of the IRR of RE 9184 without prejudice to other legal action the government may undertake. Number 3B is thus I understand that the bid security declaration shall cease to be valid of the following circumstance. Letter A, upon expiration of the bid validity period or any extension thereof pursuant to your request. Letter B is thus I declared ineligible or past disqualified upon receipt of your notice to such effect, and B is thus I fail to timely file a request for reconsideration or was B or /I filed a waiver to avail of said right. Letter C, B /I are declared as the bidder with the lowest calculated and responsive bid And B is last I have furnished the performance security is signed the contract. The jurat and with this whereof we or I have hereunto in my hands this blank day of blank at the place of notarization. Okay. For the technical documents, we also have duly signed organizational chart, duly signed list of key personnel for the contract with supporting affidavits of commitment to work on the contract by the key personnel, duly signed list of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment pledged to the contract, and omnibus sort statement. Of course, the financial requirements contain the following: duly signed bid form, duly signed bill of quantities including summary of bid prices, duly signed initial detailed estimates, and duly signed cost flow by quarter. Further instruction, clarification, and the submission of technical and financial documents. For those who wish to use bid security declaration or BSD as bid security, use the new format per department memorandum circular 85 series of 2020 uploaded in the PhilGIPS and DPWH websites. Similarly, use the uploaded new omnibus sort statement, the statement form that contains addendum and glossary pertaining to the declaration of non-inclusion in the blacklist and an additional declaration as closed and pertaining to the advance payment. Prospective bidders are required to use the appropriate and correct format of the omnibus sort statement pertaining to the authority of the signatory according to the type of business organization. An example: single proprietorship, corporate, cooperative, or joint venture. Failure to do so will be treated as a misdeclaration with respective bidder and will be a ground for the non-compliance of the bid. Prospect obtain further instruction, clarification, and the submission of technical and financial documents. Prospective bidders are reminded of the provisions in the invitation to bid that equipment capacity as specified in the bid data sheet shall be mandatory, and absence of the same shall disqualify the contractor. All requirements stated in the bid data sheet are mandatory. Hence, in the same manner that the items of work and the corresponding quantities involved are fixed and mandatory in the bill of quantities, the type of equipment, the respective capacities, and number of units required are also mandatory in the list of equipment pledged for the contract. Failure of the prospective bidder to state a complete technical description of the pledged equipment in a specific location, whether owned, leased, or under purchase agreement, shall result in the bidder's automatic false disqualification in forfeiture of the bid security. The DPWH shall conduct inspection on the pledged equipment as to their availability and efficiency. Equipment pledged for one awarded project shall not be pledged to another project bid out on the same date or immediate date after the bidding of the awarded project. Equipment pledged on several projects bid out on the same date wherein the bidder is potentially the winner of these projects will be ground for the bidder's false disqualification in the other projects. Review documents to be submitted to avoid ineligibility in non-compliance of bid. Check the validity of permits, licenses, registrations, and clearances. Check the completeness of the form and substance of the bid security, affidavits, declarations, and other non-authorized documents. Use the new bid form for infrastructure DPWH resolution number 16-2020 and summarized in the DPWH 40-085 series of 2020. All entries required in the bill of quantities, such as those showing the unit price in words and in figures, and the total price for the item for both lump sum and non-lump sum items of work should be properly filled out. Absence of any of the said required entries will be ground for non-compliance finding on the bid and shall be considered violation under DO 58, number 28 series of 2024, 3 strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services contracts. Absence of signature on any case of the bill of quantities qualified as one of the violations contemplated in Department Order number 28 series of 2024. 3 strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services contracts. Provision of excessive OCMs, profits, and taxes, and the detailed estimate shall not be considered as ground for the disqualification of the bid. However, the DPWH shall make corrections in the bid incorporating therein in the contract percentages, amounts for the indirect cost per section 32 of the IRR of RE 9184 and Department Order 28 series of 1924. The resulting total shall be considered as the corrected bid. Award shall be made to the submitted bid price or its calculated corrected bid price, whichever is lower. Lump sum cost in the bill of quantities must be supported with detailed cost estimate showing the direct and indirect costs including tax. Provision of overhead contingencies and miscellaneous OCM for special items under the general requirements and facilities for the engineer shall not be accepted. Discounts offered in handwritten text in the bid form should be signed or initialed by the authorized managing officer who is authorized to sign the bid documents. Otherwise, the discount will not be accepted. Erasures, interlineation, overwriting, and alterations in any document shall likewise be signed, initialed by the authorized managing officer. Brief explanations and the criteria for eligibility, screening, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, and cost qualification. Process and criteria for eligibility processing shall be in accordance with sections 23.1 and 23.4.2 of the revised IRR of RE 9184 in a contract profile based on DO 117 series of 2017 revised guidelines for the determination of major and similar categories of work. Electronic eligibility processing through the Civil Works Application or CWA shall be conducted simultaneously or ahead of the opening of the technical documents depending on the consistency of the network connectivity of the CWA. Preliminary examination of bids shall be conducted in accordance with Section 30 of the revised IRR of RE 9184. Bids that fail to include any requirement from the checklist or are incomplete or patently insufficient will be considered as failed. Detailed evaluation of bids shall be in accordance with Section 32 of the revised IRR of RE 9184. Bids shall be checked as the completeness of mathematical corrections will be performed on computational errors and omissions will be corrected to enable proper comparison and equal footing of all eligible bids. Cost qualification shall be conducted in accordance with Rule 10, cost qualification of the IRR of RE 9184. Verification, validation, and ascertainment of all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder. The lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents covering the legal, technical, and financial documents. The provisions of the revised IRR of RE 9184 and the DPWH Procurement Manual 2 infrastructure shall govern the procurement. Instructions on the purchase of bidding documents. Only the owner of the firm or the authorized representatives named in the CRC shall be allowed to transact business relative to bidding matters and purchase bidding documents for DO 176 series of 1993 and as reiterated in DO 197 series of 2001. Those representatives not included in the CRC are required to submit special power of attorney or SPA or secretary certificate as ever is applicable. The authorized representatives issued with SPA or secretary certificate shall be required to present two valid government-issued identification cards or IDs and a print-out copy of the document request list or DRL from the produce posting of the contract to be bid showing the name of their construction firm. The bank secretariat will not be responsible for the failure to the bidder to pay the bidding document in time for the bid dropping due to late arrival, delayed processing of the order of payment, collection order, and late payment of the bidding documents. Loss of the order of payment and the supporting documents already released issued with the bank secretariat is not the responsibility of the bank secretariat. Only the signatory may cancel and or revise the duly signed letter of authority to purchase bid documents. Bidding documents payments made for canceled projects due to no funds approved, release, and for disapproved modification and or for late release projects that have already exceeded the 3 3-month period for award are non-refundable as a matter of policy of the DPWH Regional Office. Okay, for instructions on the submission in rapid bids, follow the checklist of the technical and financial document requirements uploaded with the bidding documents for the contract to be bid out. Absence of any required document shall be considered as failure of compliance of the required document in non-compliance of the bid. Chronologically arrange the documents in accordance with the checklist for the technical and financial documents. Provide end-step pagination and securely bind the documents. Affix initial on all pages of the documents. The initials on the pages together with the pagination affirm the authenticity of the pages that they are indeed part of the submitted bid documents. Submit duly signed original and one machine copy of the bid documents. Machine copies of the documents must be from the original. Instruction the submission draft notice also letter A. Place the original technical document in an envelope and securely seal it. Put a marking on the envelope containing the following text: original technical document, the name of the chairman, and the name and address of the procured entity, the contract ID, in the name of the project, and indicate. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 16, 2024 for 23F00443 and 24F00018. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 18, 2024 for 24F00006, 24F00061, and 24F00184. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 17, 2024 for 24F00071, 24F00085, and 24F00290. Okay, do the same the original financial documents and put both the original technical and financial envelopes into one outer envelope. Label the outer envelope as original bid, including the outer text for the marking. Do the same above procedures for the copy of by marking the envelopes as copy 1, the technical and financial envelopes as well as the outer envelope. Place the envelopes labeled original bid and copy 1 in one mother envelope and put the marking containing the text, name of the chairman, in the name and address of the procuring entity, the contract ID, and name of the project, and indicate do not open before 10 a.m. of April 16, 2024 for 23F00443 and 24F00018. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 18, 2024 for 24F00006, 24F00061, and 24F00184. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 17, 2024 for 24F00071, 24F00085, and 24F00290. So this is the presentation where you will see the mother envelope containing the original and the copy 1 with the technical documents and financial documents, and outer envelope in its original and copy and one envelope. So for other important matters, prospective bidders are encouraged to conduct site inspection for them to determine whether this is the right project for them. Decisions in the back amending any provisions in the bidding document shall be issued in writing through a supplemental bid bulletin at least 7 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. Minutes of the pre-bid conference will be posted in the back bulletin board, and prospective bidders are encouraged to read the minutes. Prospective bidders are also encouraged to regularly visit the postings, the buildings, and DPW's websites to keep themselves abreast of the supplemental bid bulletins that may be issued by the bank. And other important matters, prospective bidders keep personal submitted copies of their valid and updated PRC licenses and or accreditation, whichever is applicable. Possible causes of failure of bidding are the following. Number 1, no bids are received. Number 2, all prospective bidders are declared ineligible. Number 3, all bids fail to comply with all the bid documents or fail post qualification. Or number 4, the bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid refuses without justifiable causes to accept the award contract, and no award is made in accordance with Section 40 of the Act and its IRR. Okay, that ends our pre-bid presentation. Any additional info, members of the bank? And user? None? Okay po. So, thank you for joining us on this preview activity for the goods and infra is now adjourned. Thank you. Thank you everyone.